Hello, folks, and welcome to the Whiskey Six. Although we are a few short tonight, but that's all right. It's going to be a party anyway. As you can see, somebody else is hosting, which is why we didn't have the fancy intro. Sorry about that. Just the basic bitch YouTube intro, but that's okay. We'll roll with it anyway. Nonetheless, I'm your host tonight, Sean. Of course, if for some reason you don't know me, Whiskey Wars / Mash and Metal, although I don't really do those things anymore, but I'm here anyway. So let's go ahead and welcome our other folks here. And we'll start with, well, I'm not going to introduce him the way that Marianne generally does because that'd be weird, me calling him the Redhead Stallion. So we're just going to say the coolest guy in Minnesota. Here is.
I'm still getting the Stallion intro. Still got to do the Stallion intro.
Okay.
If Marianne's watching this, she'll be happy to know that I kept our tradition going. What's going on, brothers? Good to see you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, welcome. It's going to be a contentious night. I know that. We'll get into that here in just a second. Ben and Bobby may fight at some point. We'll see what happens. Speaking of, let's go ahead and bring in, of course, you know him. Here is Myron from the
drop.
There you go. It's just shit the bed there on the thing. Anyway, nonetheless, welcome, Myron. Another cool member of our crew.
What's going on, family? What's going on?
Not much, man. Anything new with you,
Myron?
Not really. Tonight is supposed to be my Friday, but because normally I work 410s, but man, the storms hit like a bitch on my way home. So I got that call that said, "Hey, can you report tomorrow at 6 a.m.?" So I'm keeping it a little light tonight.
Gotcha. Okay, so those are the mini Glens, right? Is that what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
There you go. All right, and now the Bad X1 himself from his studio apartment, it looks like.
Yeah, my flat with my library.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, nice. Welcome, Bobby. And
thanks.
Bobby, of course, the reason that some of the events of tonight are going to be happening. So we're going to cover one topic before that, but we have a kind of a live tasting we're going to be doing later, folks, of Pendleton Midnight. And we'll talk more about why that is here in a little bit.
That's the most expensive Pendleton you'll ever see.
Dude,
I saw it for 40 today.
Yeah, I wonder what actually, folks in chat, if you could help us out with a general consensus, if you see this around your area, what is the general consensus as far as price-wise of the Pendleton Midnight? Bobby swears it's $30, but we have some.
I get it for less than that. I get it for $25. I bought the bottle I have for $25.
Okay.
O'Malley,
Bobby,
16.
I don't
I
even.
see you.
If it was more than $30, I wouldn't buy it for what I use it for.
There we go.
I bought it strictly for you, Bobby. I bought it strictly for you because I'm telling you, I don't even think it's a $25 bottle.
Right.
Oh, no.
That's
spoilers there. Okay.
This the man right here. This is the man right here.
Yeah.
Do you? Yep. So, Sean, have you had Pendleton Midnight?
I have not. This will be a live tasting. It's going to be happening here shortly. So, looks like we have at least 2 dissenting opinions already, though, Bobby. So, anyway. But first, though, folks, we're going to get into our first subject of the night, and that is, I guess the junkies threw this topic up, right? And that was, why are whiskey tubers quitting? So we thought we'd talk about it and maybe hash out all the reasons that maybe some channels that you may love are disappearing. Kind of like myself. This is the only place you really ever see me. So, yeah. Anybody want to go in first on this?
I'll jump in real quick because I think I originally sent that post to Brian. Or not to Brian, but to you guys in the group, the whole Whiskey 6 chat, and then Brian commented back on it. In the post, it wasn't the Bourbon Junkies themselves that put this out there. It was actually just a member of their Facebook group.
Okay.
But Dan did comment on it. But basically it was, we've talked, we don't really need to rehash every aspect of, the fact that Whiskey Tube is kind of slowing down a little bit. We've talked about that in other episodes. But somebody had just kind of brought up the fact that some of these bigger channels are now, like Whiskey Row, they kind of changed their whole thing. I saw in that thread, and I didn't know this, that your drinking buddy quit too.
Oh, he did?
Apparently. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Huh.
And then, the whiskeychannel.com, formerly Shelf Turds, they're gone.
Yep.
There was somebody else that recently, that was a bigger channel, I think, hung it up. Somebody mentioned last night those bourbon guys, they haven't been putting anything out for like the last year, it looks like. And so,
Okay.
Wow.
I don't know, maybe is it just that it's getting a little saturated, or are people just getting bored with it? Because I don't know, I'm still having fun with it. As long as people are still hanging out, I mean, you know.
Yeah.
I would say there's probably 100 new whiskey tubers for every one that quits.
That's,
Yeah, there
It
could be.
feels like it. I'm like, dude, who are you? Who are you?
Yeah.
Who are you? I mean, and they're probably doing the same thing with me and you guys. Like, who's this guy? Who's this guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so
sure.
many. It's a new one every. I'm like, how have I not heard of these guys? But, you know,
Yeah.
it is saturated.
Yeah, you know, Brian has kind of referred to it this way, kind of our cluster of channels that we kind of all kind of start hanging out together. And that's kind of still who I hang with. I guess it's kind of cliquey to some regard, but I don't really venture out and try and find new channels. I probably should, but yeah, I don't. So, but anyway, Myron, thoughts on?
I think it's two things. I think one, the whiskey chase boom has kind of shrank a little bit, and people are starting to move towards tequila, which I am fine with. I mean, I have found some that I like, but I'm more of a bourbon guy. But some people just chase the fad, so they're not watching as much bourbon channels as they used to. And then I think it gets expensive to keep doing this. Like, it's not easy to try and chase every bottle that's released. And then we all know here, you're not making a ton of money when it comes pennies on the dollar, you know?
Yeah.
So it gets expensive, man. So you start thinking, like, is this really worth, like we said in our private chat, Sean, is this worth my time and effort to make $2 to $7 per episode when I spent 50 to 75 on a bottle?
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
make,
that's
you
the
make
thing.
how much?
Yeah, no shit.
Oh,
2 to
come on,
7
Myron.
per episode.
You make
But Myron's making $7 a video over here. I need to get that Myron money.
No, it's normally somewhere between $5 and $7 per 1,000 views. I haven't had a video do 1,000 views and I don't know how long. The Penelope Cigar series that I just released a few days ago was the first video that I've had creep over 1,000 in probably weeks, maybe even like a month and a half, 2 months.
I would say
It's been forever since anything's been 1,000 for me.
I'd say it's been
I don't even know what the ecosystem is like as far as views these days, because I haven't been doing it in so long. But I mean, when I was really serious about it, I was putting out 3 videos a week, or at least trying to, minimum 2. And like all of you never know what's going to do well. I mean, that list videos generally do well, but you get tired of doing list videos after a while. But your standard reviews, it was getting to where I might get 500 views on a new review video. And it's just, like you said, Myra, you're spending, somewhere between $30 to $80 on the bottle of whiskey generally. I mean, unless you're going for like something crazy. And you're never going to recoup that. Granted, you are getting whiskey out of it. But a lot of times, though, I mean, I know because I still have a lot of the damn bottles. A lot of times you're buying bottles just for the content and you don't really even want them. And so then you end up with, I mean, I probably have 100 bottles that I only bought for content. I did not buy them because I wanted to drink them.
Yeah,
for sure. Sure.
There might be more than that.
For sure.
Myron's got one right there.
We're gonna get to that. I mean, but and I think like any whiskey tuber probably has that same experience, and hopefully, you viewers out there, hopefully we haven't steered you wrong. Hopefully, us buying these bottles that suck potentially, hopefully that steered you in a direction that was helpful and saved you that money, because that's really what our job is. But at some point, it is very expensive. So, how many shit bottles do you want to buy before you're like, okay, that's enough. I'm not buying more bottles for content. And that's kind of where I got to. That's why I stopped doing, because I'm like, it's just not worth the time and money investment. So I'm just going to buy bottles I want to buy. And a lot of times that's just kind of repeat bottles, because I know what I like now. There's about 30 to 40 bottles I really enjoy, and I just rebuy those any chance I can, unless something cool comes along, but that's not that often.
I might have something coming for you very soon, Sean.
Yes, sir.
Right up your alley. Right up your alley.
Yeah, man. I cannot wait.
Fortunately for I've been fortunate. Then distilleries are just sending me stuff now. They just are. What I mean, I can't even remember the name of some of the distilleries that they'll send me. One distillery sent me like 4 full bottles. I'm like, I never even heard of the distillery, but I never heard of the distillery. Mm-hmm. So, but I tasted it, and what I'll probably end up doing is sample them, make a video out for them with someone I think about it, and then probably give the bottles away on a live stream or raffle them off or samples or something. Do something like that with it because I don't want.
So, Bobby, is what you're referring to, is that something new, or were you referring to our coming picks?
Oh, no. This is it's been going on for a few months now. Some distilleries will just I don't even, some of these distilleries I never heard of. I never had contact with them. Well, I don't even know. I guess they got my name off of social media or something. But
do you think it will
just end up on my porch?
Do you think it was Instagram? I know one of my bourbon buddies. He's Isaac at the Happy Corner, and he said once he got on Instagram, he said for some reason distilleries just started reaching out to him. Yeah,
it seems like Instagram perpetuates that, but they want you to do the YouTube stuff because the more the serious people about this are over here. It's like the Instagram and YouTube have this incestuous intertwined affair where they just kind of build off each other. TikTok is TikTok. It's just
Instagram is the gateway drug and YouTube is the dope lean.
Yeah, I would say.
I gotta up my Instagram game. Apparently, like I don't have. I've had one in the entire time I've been doing this. I mean, I have had people send me emails about like products, cigar humidors. You guys have probably had those. Into the AM contacted me about doing some stuff with them, and it took me too long to get back to them, so they just kind of fizzled away.
You guys are lucky. I had to reach out to whiskey companies. I still haven't had anybody like Into the AM or what is the one with the watch, the wood watch, the from old bourbon barrels.
I can't remember, but
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, something grain.
I
love to have them.
Yeah.
I think that I talked to another channel. I guess I won't say who because I don't know if, kind of gave me the inside scoop or whatever. And I don't know if all things are different. Like Into the AM sent me an email and I just kind of ignored it for a while because I just didn't know if I wanted to do that or not. And then I finally sent an email back. I responded. They had sent like hey, this is kind of we won't bug you after this or whatever. And then I sent an email back, but then I didn't hear back from them. But some of it is just like you don't get paid for doing the advertisement. You get paid if somebody makes a purchase and puts your code in. So they don't give you like anything to actually do the advertisement. So it's like I don't know. I don't think I'm going to convince anybody to go.
They give you a bunch of overlays and all kinds of stuff. They send you almost like a little suite of stuff. Into the AM specifically does.
Yeah. Okay. But I've never had the only distillery we've had reach out was 13th Colony, and that was a while ago.
Oh, dude, that's cool though. Wow. 13th Colony, dude, that's a good one, dude.
That was kind of before they blew up. That was when the Double Oak first came out, and they sent us like 4 of their products, and one of them was that original Double Oak. That was amazing.
That's the one people want.
Yeah, it was amazing.
So Bobby, I reached out to 13th Colony, like you said, back when the Double Oak blew up, and they sent me the rye, which I never had the rye, and they sent me the regular 13th Colony bourbon, which I had already had. I was hoping, I was praying, please, please, please. But anyway, the FedEx or UPS guy, I forgot which one, delivered it. When he delivered them, both of them were cracked. I was able to salvage the bourbon, but the rye was gone. And they made right. They sent me another rye. It took me a while to review it, but I still, But damn, at least Ben got like 4 samples.
There you go.
Dang.
Well, so I'm curious, Chad. Any thoughts on everything?
I've got thoughts on my. my opinions of Pendleton Midnight, O'Malley, and Bradley Booper. I'm getting trashed over here.
Yeah.
What am I sipping on? I'm not sipping on anything yet, but I'm going to grab something. I thought we were going to start out with I'm going to keep the palate clean for the Pendleton.
Yeah, I'm starting with JD number 7 to just start with a very low bar. Yeah, maybe the lowest of bars. So that way, Pendleton has a fighting chance, possibly. We'll see. But yeah, I just poured a little bit of JD7 that Bobby sent. And folks, for those of you that I guess do we want to talk more about why YouTubers are quitting, or do we want to get into our Pendleton discussion?
Let's do. I want to know why they're quitting. I couldn't actually get that video. I haven't seen the video. So
yeah,
it's not a video. It's just a Facebook thread.
Okay, so but someone put a video in on. It's in their Facebook, right? There was a video there, and I went to go click it, and I wasn't part of their freaking group. So
I got a message saying that I was accepted. So if you did it that day, like 2 days later, like I got a message, like I did it like 2 days ago, and I got a message yesterday saying I was accepted.
I don't know if I answered the questions correctly.
No, you answered them.
Dude, I don't know their nicknames. Do you know their nicknames?
Look, I just put their name, Dan and Sean.
I did too.
I just Dan and Sean.
Here you go.
That's funny because I was like, Dan and Sean? I mean, that's funny.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I think you guys have said most of the things, my thoughts. I think the only thing else I would add to why people are potentially quitting is just that, I mean, at least this is my personal thoughts. I got tired of talking about whiskey. I think I don't know if it's that interesting of a topic to talk about 3 or 4 times a week in a video. And I mean, at least that's where I got to, and so it's like, I'll talk about it, twice a month now. And that's about how interesting whiskey is to me. I like drinking it. Sure. I mean, obviously I got plenty of it. But I mean, as far as to talk about it at length, I just kind of like, yeah, I've talked about it enough. So I'm done talking about it. And I know there's my audience, I don't even have an audience anymore. This audience, yeah, I know they probably disagree with that, but anyway, that's my thoughts. So
I'm not at that point yet, man. Honestly, like I still enjoy talking about it. Matter of fact, people still reach out in the comments. They'll invite me to Bourbon Shares. Then when we go to Bourbon Shares, we'll talk about this bottle, or they might say, "Hey, man, I got this off this bottle. Did you get that?" So it's like I'm not at that point where I'm burnt out on whiskey yet. I am at the point where I'm burnt out on fucking editing. I can't stand editing. But as far as the whiskey, I love shooting.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love whiskey. There's not a.
That's
no doubt
never
about
the
that.
issue, right?
Yeah, I just.
Yeah. Oh, I know that. Just talking about it, but
yeah,
I'm not burnt out on talking about it yet.
Yeah, but anyway, any other thoughts, guys, on the potential reasons for quitting?
Like I said, it's actually starting to grow for me now. With Patreon, the bottle shop is fun because I'm learning how to do that as well. So with Instagram and YouTube, I can talk about that a little bit. It can be once I get it going well. It
Dirty RC drank too many White Claw.
There's total left turn, but you guys, to understand most of this, you gotta go to my Discord.
Yeah, I guess Rick is trying to join us. He had a power outage, unfortunately.
We live, I don't know, 5 blocks from each other, maybe. So power's out at my house too. He was just gonna go to my house and set up, but my power's out too. But I literally just told him, I said, dude, get on your iPad. Use your cell phone as a hotspot if you need to. And you can do that.
Yeah, there you go.
The cell towers aren't.
Yeah,
down.
True.
So,
do I need to make an AI video of Rick?
Yes.
Crushing a White Claw. You did see that video, Bobby?
Yes, that was awesome. Dude, have I shown you the AI picture of Rick slamming a White Claw?
Yeah, I think didn't you put that on Patreon?
Yeah.
Or something?
And then our
who did that? Bradley Booper. Bradley Booper is a MFN genius. Dude.
That was great.
I only just tonight downloaded I updated my editing software, and it includes that AI stuff. So that was my first time messing around with it. I think I can share it. I don't think I can normally share.
Dude,
do you want me to share it?
Yeah, because I was literally thinking about that today. Speaking of editing, the way I do the this not that, so I've told you guys probably 1,000 times, is I take all the dead spots out. But then
I'll definitely
stuff out.
in a second, Ben. Once we get into
watching the video about 1,000 times.
Yes,
dude. And if I could get AI to go, hey, take out all the dead spots, and I could start from there, and then just tweak it. Oh my gosh,
you probably can.
That saved me about 7 hours on a freaking 2 to 3 minute video.
All right, let me see if I can. How do I?
Jack Daniel's 7.
Yeah, O'Malley
7 makes my gums hurt. I forgot how much I dislike this whiskey.
Oh my gosh, dude!
Very.
What is this? It's
very earthy.
Playing. It's just bringing up the video in the corner of my screen for some stupid reason.
What's that, Ben? What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to share that video. I think, Sean, you'd have to share it since you're the host.
Oh, yeah. Well, so I was going to share that once we get into our next topic. Are we ready to do that?
Oh, you do have it. Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I stepped on your lead up here then. Okay. We should have I should have asked you about that.
Yeah,
okay, sweet.
Well, any other thoughts before we move on from why whiskey tubers are quitting? Oh, well, now it's gone, Ben. You took it down.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, could you guys see that?
I couldn't.
I can because I'm the host.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but you took it down now. So
I did, yes.
Yeah, so leave it there because our next topic we'll use that.
But I don't think anybody else can see it.
Well, I'll share it once.
Okay. So I have to. Okay, so you can share it. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
we'll get this figured out.
Yeah, no problem. Any other thoughts, guys, on why whiskey tubers may be quitting before we move along?
All I gotta say is, as long as you find folks keep showing up for stuff like this, I'll keep doing it. Bike riding Brian Vaughn in the house.
There you go.
Yeah,
man, for sure. Ben apparently doesn't believe me, but there was a time where I was spending like 4 to 6 hours total time, like start to finish, like on like a video. And that was like,
I didn't even know how that's possible.
So
were you watching? Did you stop in the middle of every video and watch Titanic?
Yeah, for sure.
Watch The Godfather.
This used to be my method, actually. So if you go back and watch my early videos, which I don't really suggest because they're not great, but I used to do like a history segment on every bottle that I reviewed first, or at least like the distillery. And then I would get into the tasting review and do all that. And so like a lot of times I would spend a couple hours just making sure I had the right history of a certain distillery, because a lot of times there's bad information out there. So
yeah.
And I still have all those notes somewhere. That's the thing, is I would like write out a script of what I wanted to say. And then for the history part, the tasting would just, be live. And then, there's the shooting it and then the editing. And I was very slow at editing, to be fair. So it took me a while. And to Myron's point, still the worst part of this gig for sure. Whiskey being the best part.
Yeah.
And then you post it to YouTube, and then you have to interact with all the comments and stuff if you want the algorithm to keep going. And then also I'd post it to social medias like Facebook and Instagram and things like that to try and also keep things moving. And then you respond to all the Facebook comments. And so like if you add all that time together, it was quite a bit of time.
There's that.
Yeah, it is.
Facebook, everything that's on Facebook, I would say 98% of my stuff that's on Facebook just got automatically ported over from Instagram, which probably is not smart because how old I am. Most of my fan base, the people that would watch would probably be on Facebook.
Right. But see, I don't have anything outside of YouTube. I don't have anything like when I first started, like I would post on YouTube, and then I would like post, hey, go watch my video on my personal page on Facebook. But I pretty much keep everything separate. And I've had a lot of people say, hey man, you don't have a Bourbon Drop Instagram, or you don't have a Bourbon Drop YouTube. And I'm like, no, because when I tried the Patreon thing, it seemed like it was a job just to keep Patreon and YouTube. So I was like, I think I'm good. I don't want to keep,
Luckily, I got like these guys, a lot of these guys that are in here. especially they know how to do Discord. And with Patreon, I just made myself get into Patreon and be more active. I got way more active, and it became way more fun, first of all, and more people started coming in. But then Discord, I was like, Discord does what? And they kind of led me into Discord. I'm like, oh shit, Discord is off the hook. It's fun in Discord. It's so much more you can do that you can't do in Patreon. I mean, videos and memes and all kinds of stuff that everybody can do it, not just the person that is the creator, you know? Yeah. So there's way more freedom in Patreon. There's lounges, you can voice chat, you can video chat, way better quality. So it's a lot of behind the scenes stuff you can do. It's almost like when we're backstage. It kind of feels like that. It's way more freedom. So there's new stuff, at least new to me, that comes up that keeps me, I don't know, I'll just say excited about it, and still keeps my head in the game about it. It's still really interesting to me. Yeah, and whiskey doesn't suck either. So there's that.
Yeah. I was going to start doing stuff like you do, Bobby, a little bit more like, hey, we're out at this bar. Check this out. We're having a pour of this or whatever. And then I tried to upload a video from my phone to Patreon, and it wasn't working. Like,
dude, it's such ass, dude. It's ass. It's horrible. Uploading
it's a pain in the ass, but so, I gotta get a little more active on there.
Dude, if you do something really short and then tell them to go to Discord, you get a Discord going. Make it really short and tell them to go to Discord, and you can do anything over there.
Okay, I'll see. I got to look into that. I got to tell you what. This Jack Daniel's number 7 here. Tonight I'm getting the standard kind of like Brown-Forman, like that banana, kind of note. I usually don't get that from old number 7, and I'm getting that tonight now a lot actually. But it's adding to it. It's making it a little more tolerable. It's got a little more flavor, but
But also dirt.
It's like tolerable, like a toe jammy gym sock type of banana nut dirt, kind of something like that.
There's like this garden soil earthiness on the finish that I cannot stand.
See, weirdly enough, I'm not getting that as much tonight. This tastes better tonight than it has previously, so I don't know. I am also getting over a cold still. That's why you'll notice I'm muting and coughing a lot. Okay. But my taste is just fine. But yeah, this isn't
someone put
as
some Old Forester
offensive
in that bottle or something.
I don't know, because honestly, it does taste like Old Forester. I mean, Old Forester and like
Didn't you just do
a
video on Old Forester too, right? The
one it's all Brown-Forman parent company, so they may be sharing some secrets.
Oh yeah,
I'm not. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not racing out to buy a bottle of old number 7. I'm just saying every once in a while, it's like, that's not as offensive as it was last time I drank it.
Well, speaking of offensive things, are we ready to get into our next thing?
Sure, let's do it.
Okay. So as we've been talking about, me and Ben both apparently have been drinking JD7. So a low bar. So now, and this is going to be building up to something. We're going to be doing kind of a budget starter pour blind. We haven't really nailed down exactly what that will be, but here soon, probably next episode, unless plans change, that'll probably be what we're doing. And this is Bobby's entry. Now, for those of you that maybe aren't up to speed, maybe for some reason you're not following Bobby, which you should be. But if you don't know, then this is how Bobby feels about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So,
dude, that's so funny, dude.
They say artificial intelligence is going to end up destroying the world. Just for that video clip alone, totally worth it.
Yeah.
One more time, in case we didn't get it the first time. One more time here.
Oh, that's so great.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, Bobby's a fan. And so because of that, Ben took his high praise of Pendleton and thought, hey, well, let me go out and try this. And here we go. I got this queued up here. Make sure I know that's Bobby. This is Ben's thoughts here. We'll just play a small segment from his video, which I think kind of sums up how Ben felt about it. I mean, Ben's kind of been hinting at it already, but there you go. We are sharing, right? Yeah, there we go. Okay.
There is just not much barrel influence at all. And so I don't know. I'm having a hard time even really pulling much for flavor notes out of this. So I don't know. Bobby, I guess you and I are just on totally opposite ends of the spectrum with this one. So I'm glad I bought a mini bottle of it. If I had bought a full size 750 for $30, I would sue Bobby for $30.
There you go. So that's how Ben feels about it.
Ben, I'm telling you,
stand by that.
That was a neck pour. They put neck pours in those little bottles, dude.
I was gonna say I might sue him for the $250 I spent on that mini bottle.
All right,
Myron, class action. Let's do it.
That's right. You damn right. I spent 200 times that much on this bottle.
And I would never have.
All right. So I guess everyone's tried it but me now then, right?
I do want to say I am getting trashed in the chat a lot for my statement saying I would rather have Old Number 7 or Basil Hayden over.
Dude, that is really the
now,
statement that's really what we're trying to find out right here. Because that was your statement. You said Pendleton Midnight. Those are both better than Pendleton Midnight. That's what we're really trying to find out.
I said I would rather drink either one of them. Now, I will get to why that is. That is not an endorsement of Basil Hayden's or Old Number 7. So I will get... It's like, okay, it's like I've got a bowl of dog shit, a bowl of pig shit, and a bowl of cow shit, and I guess I guess this one smells the least, so I'm gonna eat it. It's not an endorsement of the.
So Ben, I have not sifted yet, but to your point in that video, because I watched more than what I just played, there is a little bit of a new make note.
That's what I don't like about it.
Wait till you taste.
And so with Basil Hayden, to me, it's just watered down so much that it's just water. It's like lightly whiskey flavored water. It's terrible. Don't get me wrong. And the Old Number 7 is kind of the same thing with kind of that, it's like that grainy, whatever. The Pendleton Midnight, there is a note on it that is like visceral to me. It's like nail polish remover and unaged whiskey. It's like sour.
I am coming fresh off of Old Number 7, so let's see here.
All right, I'm going to do some Pendleton Midnight as well.
See if this neck pour is better, Ben. I gave you the neck pour. Actually, I took out the neck pour. I took out the neck pour.
I'm glad you went at this from a scientific perspective.
Oh, shit, dude. Look at the last comment, dude.
Yeah, there you go, Bobby.
Dude. There you go. For a Pendleton barrel pig. That's what we all need.
That's funny, dude.
Here's the thing. I don't think that Ben is wrong on his description. I just disagree with it being terrible.
Really?
So it is. Also, for those that don't know, it should be noted, I am a Kentuckian. So I have had my fair share of moonshine. This is a little bit like moonshine, in fairness.
Yes.
But
I don't personally, I don't find that offensive. But it is very new make like. So there is that.
I don't find moonshine offensive either. And it does have a bit of that moonshine note, but to me,
it's
I know
very
it's blended.
sweet.
It's a blended Canadian whiskey, but doesn't it almost taste like there's a flavoring added to it, like how they do moonshine? Like,
it's finished in brandy
flavoring. I know, but it tastes like an artificial flavoring in it.
Well, so
like artificial piss and nail polish remover.
I don't know about all that, Ben.
Artificial piss is so much better than regular, just straight up piss.
Why not?
From your lips to God's ears, Bobby.
Why was there no real piss available? Why are we flying in artificial piss? Anyway,
because we had to pass a drug test.
Yeah,
there you go.
That's why.
So. To Myron's point, there is something artificial about it. I don't hate it. I think my overall review. I'll go last. We know Bobby likes it. So Bobby,
I like it as a starter.
It's
not like a sip all night thing.
Yeah,
I like it as a starter, especially if I'm going to sip something that's got out of normal flavors, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's for starters, I like that. If I know what I'm going to be sipping for the night, right? So if I'm doing something like, I like Evan Williams, Bottle and Bond for starters. A single barrel for starters. I like. There's a bunch of different low range stuff. Yeah, that'd be great too. For
I'm
starters,
with you on all those.
Just as something else to compare to, because I don't like JD7.
Like Hancock's special.
But
reserve.
hey, before
I like that
Sean,
starter.
before you do that. before you do that, Sean, go back to the JD7.
Okay. I yeah.
See how the Pendleton affects it.
I got a little bit now left.
See the JD7
it makes it more earthy.
Do you think so? See, I'm not getting that. I think it makes the JD7 come across as a little more watered down.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the 10 proof points difference.
But I will say, Ben, to the one positive, very briefly on the mid palate, there was a little bit of a peanut butter note that I did not get before that I got after the Pendleton. However, it made the finish worse.
Really? Okay.
Even more earthy than before.
Again, this is not an endorsement of JD 107, but if I had to drink, if
I drink JD 107, you mean JD 7?
I mean, I'm sorry, old number 7. Yeah. If these were the only 2 whiskeys available, and I was going to drink whiskey, I would take the Jack Daniels because it tastes more like bourbon to me. The Pendleton doesn't even with that new make thing. It doesn't. Well, no, that's true. It's not a bourbon, but it doesn't.
Neither of them are bourbon. Really, neither of them are.
Well, all right, come on, Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
But like the Pendleton doesn't taste like any particular like genre of whiskey. It just tastes like unaged.
It reminds me of some very young light whiskeys I've had, which is
okay.
I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that.
Fair. That said, I don't dislike the profile. So let's go around the horn here. We'll start with Bobby. So in the $30 price range, Bobby, like scale 1 to 10, what are you scoring the Pendleton in the $30 price range? That's the cap.
In the $30 price range. So now I'm putting that up against 101 in Wild Turkey 101.
Yeah, everything $30 and under. Yeah.
So, 1 to 10 or 1 to 5? What are you saying?
Yeah, 1 to 10. Yeah.
Okay, so I'd probably put it about a 5 or a 6, to be honest.
Okay.
I mean, it's not a world beater, but it hits that price point, and if whatever I'm going to be sipping on for the night, if I know what that is, I might use that instead of Wild Turkey or something else. And it is different. After a while, you just don't like using the same thing to start with, so you just try something else, you try something different, and it's 90 proof. And those other 2 that we're talking about are both 80 proof, and they taste watered down.
Yeah, for sure. Myron, where are you at? Same scenario. In the 30 and under, what do you think?
In the 30 and under, I'd probably have to give it something like a 2. I'm being honest, and the reason why is because it tastes so. To me, it tastes so synthetic. Right, like right now, I'm picking up on the finish like a grapefruit, like grapefruit juice, like that finish of a grapefruit juice. That's what I'm picking up on the finish, like right now. But it comes across so sweet, so artificially sweet. And then there's that artificial note that I just can't get past. Like certain things I can't drink, like rums. I really haven't found a rum. I didn't get a chance to try Todd's, from 21090, their old line pick. But this is coming off kind of commercially, almost like a commercial flavoring, like a sugary sweet commercial flavoring, almost kind of like that same rum note. That's
like Angel's Envy Rye.
I've never had Angel's Envy Rye, but brandy, I guess brandy is super sweet, rum is super sweet. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think it is the finish that.
Yeah, for sure.
But that said, I mean, Canada has almost no laws when it comes to whiskey, so they could be adding something.
Myron, I think your rum note is on point. I've had some good rums, like the baker sent over a like a cask strength, like 12-year rum or something like that. But a cheap rum, I think that's what that kind of new make sugar note is. Sugar cookie a little bit. O'Malley 16 is really hammering home the it's still better than Jack and Basil Hayden's. That's totally fine.
That's really what my point of this whole thing is. It's still better than both of those. It's better than both of those at the end of the day. For me, it's not even close. Those other two.
I'm gonna test that.
They're such trash garbage. It's just not even close.
I don't have any Basil Hayden, and I haven't.
He's going with the Basil Hayden's, probably the worst of the 2 options. So
I haven't drank Basil Hayden's.
We know that's just 114. If you just get 114, you're gonna save it's half the price and it's 10 times better.
All right. Well,
yep, for sure. So I have not had Basil Hayden's in years, and there's a reason for that because I don't buy it because I don't like it.
Same beer.
I just the reason that I'm saying I would pick either one of those is because I know while I don't like them, like that new make note, it just doesn't work. It's nails on a chalkboard for me in this one. And so it's kind of like, I guess it just comes down to, some people like seafood, some people don't. Like, you don't mind that note. I find it offensive. Like, it's
Here's
jarring
what I'm
to
gonna say.
me.
So this is not the bottle and bond one. This is just the standard JTS.
Is that 86 proof or 80 proof? Or
80.
something?
It's 80 proof. Also, look at the price tag on that guy. That's $10, $9.99.
Yeah. Can't
This
beat
is
that.
better than both of them. Sorry.
Wow.
Now, I don't hate the Pendleton, but I don't think that either set the bar very high. Sorry, Bobby. I don't.
I don't disagree.
So I think, kind of like yourself, Bobby, of everything that's 30 and under, I think it's kind of mid-ish, so like a 5. But that said, this is probably one of my favorite 80 proofers that exists. So that's maybe not fair.
We should probably also include for the chat. I'm sure everybody understands this, but this is all just good-natured ball busting.
Yeah.
Like this whole thing started out because I reviewed the Pendleton Midnight because Bobby had said so much about it, and I just viscerally did not like it. And then so we started this whole thing in the chat, and then they were saying that it was because it was a neck pour, because everybody breaks my balls about the neck pour.
Oh my gosh!
That was awesome. It was going to be a fun way to, like, Bobby sent out samples of Pendleton Midnight. And the original idea was, like, everybody's going to do their independent review of it. And so I know Bourbon School is still going to do a review of it. And we were going to see, since, like, I was team, thumbs down on Pendleton Midnight, Bobby's thumbs up on. So we were going to see how it divided the Whiskey 6.
Yeah. I mean, my guess would be that everything that we've talked about so far on Pendleton is true. I'm guessing it's very lightly aged, and then there's a little bit more time spent in the finishing barrel.
6 years.
Is there any age statement at all on it?
6 years.
I didn't
on the website.
I'm sorry, what?
On the website it says 6 years.
There is no way.
Well, Canada's colder though. Canada's colder, so it's not going to take on that barrel influence like it would in
I guess that's true.
Florida but I would rather drink this.
It must have been in the Arctic for 6 years.
This is actually this is like candy corn sweet.
Wait, what is that?
This is actually Sam Houston American straight whiskey, and it's a blended whiskey. It's got neutral grain spirits in it, but this reminds me of candy. Yeah, this reminds me of candy corn. I would rather drink this than a Pendleton.
Canadian Chris is defending Canadian whiskey.
So Canadian Chris also said Pendleton Midnight sucks so bad they don't even keep it in Canada. So let me read what Pendleton says. It says Pendleton Whiskey Midnight is made with pure glacier-fed spring water from Oregon's Mount Hood, delivering a complex taste. A complex taste and exceptionally smooth finish. A portion of the blend is aged for over 6 years. There's the fine print.
Okay. So 1%
portion of the
so it's a 3
6 years.
Yeah.
A portion of the blend is aged for over 6 years in American brandy barrels. So a portion is aged for 6 years in used casks.
And then they blend it together.
Blend it together.
So then not even all of it is finished in the sherry cask.
The rest of it is just unaged corn whiskey.
Glacier whiskey.
I'm going to be honest with you guys. This might be the first wet thing from a hood that I did not like putting in my mouth.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Nailed it, Myron, coming slamming home.
I'm sorry you didn't like it, Myron, because you got a whole bottle.
And you paid the most for Pendleton Midnight that anybody ever has in the history.
I totally regret it.
Hey, Bobby, I'd keep your eyes out for that lawsuit paperwork coming through.
Class action, baby.
Hey, I got a bottle of Basil Hayden toast. I'll trade you for it.
There you go.
That might be a deal, Bobby.
You can have that shit.
I've never had Basil Hayden toast. Is that bad?
It might be the worst of the Basil Haydens. It's terrible.
I heard the brown rice was the worst.
That is it. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. That's the brown rice is what they changed it. So they're right. You're right. It's terrible.
There you go.
So even this Heaven Hill 80 proofer, I don't like it, but it's just watered down bourbon. Yeah, it's just I can't get.
Oh shoot! Crap! Damn it! Sorry, Ben. Hopefully you're.
That's what happens to liars.
I was trying to remove his share thing, and I kicked Ben. I'm doing great.
Myron's next. Watch.
No, I hope not. My bad. Sorry, Ben. I was trying to remove your share thing, and somehow that removed you as well.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
That's my bad.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, sure. I see how it is. I see.
Comments are off the hook.
Continue ranting about how the Heaven Hill is better.
No, yeah, the Heaven Hill just tastes like watered down bourbon, which I don't particularly like. I think the thing is, like, with stuff being proofed down so far, it does start to take on a weird taste. It's not just that it's watered down and thin, but it starts to move like Basil Hayden. Last time I had it, and that was like 3 years ago, 2 years ago maybe. It tasted like, I don't know. It starts to get into like that sour sort of thing, and that I'm getting that off of the Pendleton too. But do you guys know what I'm talking about? Where it's not just like this, just tastes like watered down bourbon.
Yeah,
but I noticed that some of them that I have, like I had Ancient Age, the 80 proof one, and that one had like a weird but it wasn't just watered down bourbon; it was watered down, and then it went in a weird direction.
It tasted like watered down cardboard with sugar on it.
Yeah, that sour note, Ben. It always makes me think of young whiskey, which, in fairness, to your Pendleton point, it does seem to be young, most of it anyway.
And that's why they get that 1% and finish it in brandy barrels.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw an old lady come in and she bought handles of Old Crow, and then I was at the Virginia ABC one day and I saw another old lady come in and she was buying handles of was it Canadian Club?
Probably Canadian Mist.
Something like Canadian Mist. And I'm like, how? Like, I've never had Old Crow and I've never had Canadian Mist, and I'm like, it's on the bottom shelf for a reason.
Yeah.
With 10
that stuff's, I mean, you can find a gem on the bottom shelf, like an Evan Williams Bottled in Bond or something like that. But those like Canadian Club and like Windsor and stuff. I mean, that's just for pouring in with Coke.
Dude,
all I'm going to say, Myron, is somebody's going to have a lot of fun with that lady later that night. Any lady that's coming in and buying bottom shelf whiskey is probably a good time later.
When I say older lady, I mean like she could be my grandmother, possibly great grandmother. Like those like gray hair
party.
Guaranteed. Guaranteed. If an old lady like that is 75 or plus that's going to buy handles of that stuff, guarantee she smokes 2 packs a day too.
Oh, you know it.
Yeah.
Oh, you know it.
There's no way
she does is sit at her house with taking shots of fucking Canadian Mist and Old Crow and chain smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Oh, O'Malley, dude.
If you're gonna go out, you might as well go into Blaze of Glory, I guess. Go ahead, Ben.
So this is what I'm sampling against this as well.
Sorry.
So
what is that?
Again, the solo there.
This is Georgia Moon corn whiskey.
Ooh.
And this used to be clear. It's actually an age 30 days.
Oh, stay.
Yeah. It looks like there's a fucking turd in the bottom of the barrel. But so Greg and I did a video where we took basically a white whiskey and we put a stave in it, and then we took Evan Williams Black Label and put a stave in it, and we sampled them before and after. This has been sitting here for like 3 years with this stave still in it. So we'll see how this one compares to the.
But you know what, Ben?
The Pendleton reminded me a lot of this when it was still new make.
That might be quite bitter now.
You know what, Ben? I did the same thing with a larceny, just a larceny small batch, and I took a French oak stave, spiral stave. That. Yeah, and I put it in there, and it made it taste better. I mean, I only left it in there for like 60 days before I did the review. It's supposed to be 30 days. It made it taste better, but I was like, this isn't something I do all the time. I probably have to leave that bitch in there for like a year to taste good.
But wasn't the spiral from an already like an Oak and Eden or something? So it was probably already saturated.
Well, what I did was I let it dry.
Okay.
I put it in a measuring cup, and I let it kind of like drain whatever it had in there, and I let it dry almost to the point where like the stave looked dry. I'm pretty sure it had some within the grain, but then I put it in the half a bottle of Larceny and let it age.
You could have thrown it in the oven and retoasted it.
I'm absolutely not lying. Right. I will take this over the Pendleton.
Wow.
It's actually not bad, surprisingly. Don't get me wrong, it's not good, but it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
It's got to be better than JD7 and Basil Hayden.
I think it might be, actually, to be honest.
I mean,
certainly better than the Basil Hayden.
Years, that's a lot of
right, but these things are only good for 2 weeks. Like they say on the packaging, like after 2 weeks, you're not.
Okay.
It's not doing anything more for it. Actually, my video that comes out on Monday is I've got 3 bottles of Elijah Craig Small Batch, and I've got a level 3 char spiral in one of them, a French oak spiral in one, and an Amberana spiral in one. And I let them sit for a week, and then I pulled samples. Then I let them sit for another week and then did a tasting. So I filmed that yesterday.
Hey, that's going to be cool. I'm going to watch. Your mic's cut off, Ben.
My mic's cut off?
Oh, okay. Okay, it looked like it was cut off. No, I was looking at the YouTube channel. I'm switching back and forth between windows. Frisky Whiskey said 4 taters, 1 bottle.
There you go. Yeah.
So, Myron, did you do the Basil Hayden versus Pendleton?
Yeah, Basil Hayden is so fucking light, but I don't necessarily say I prefer it over Pendleton. It's still bourbon-esque, where the Pendleton is just too artificial. So the Pendleton comes across richer and thicker, but the Basil Hayden, even though it's light, it's more bourbon-esque. Like I would still reach for this before the Pendleton.
Thank you. Okay, now so O'Malley can start trashing Myron instead of me for the Basil. Somebody give me a break over here.
Dude, it's so these comments, I'm just reading this shit. This shit is off the hook hilarious, dude. This thing wants to do a freaking hot dog water, JD7 and Basil Hayden blind.
Yeah, I saw that.
I gotta say though, fellas, I mean, I don't think that Pendleton's amazing. I just don't find it offensive. It's just kind of to your point in your video, Ben. It's just it's very light. It's just kind of like a light sugary note, and then like there's nothing offensive about it. It's just also not like wowing either. So it's just kind of
it's just kind of a good starter.
I find it offensive.
I don't know. It reminds me a lot of like slightly flavored Shine, which I've had a lot of. So, yeah, I don't know.
I haven't had a lot of that, so maybe that's just that. Maybe that's the reason.
Yeah, but
cool Reebok hoodie, you absolute muppet. I don't know. Is that supposed to be? Is Whiskey Frisky like trashing me for real? Or
I don't know what is that.
I don't know. He's kind of shitting on everybody here.
Let me see. With cool Reebok hoodie, you absolute muppet. Nice handlebar mustache.
Nice handlebar mustache, Chico.
Whiskey Frisky.
he might be trolling us.
I know one thing, fellas.
I'm just gonna say thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I've been called worse. So,
hey, I like that Reebok sweatshirt.
Yeah,
it's like a Delta. I got this
at Walmart for like
I like it when they switch to that logo rather than the other one.
I know one thing, fellas. I'm tired of drinking not great whiskey, so I'm going to pour something in it.
I am not mad at you, Sean.
Yeah,
you got good coffee going.
I'm gonna pour a little C920.
Hey, are we doing the blend?
No. Oh hell no!
I already drank all the other things, Ben. In fairness, I didn't pour a lot of any of them. So
I've got some Pendleton and some Old Number 7 here, so I'll try to keep within my. My standards just for at least a sip.
In fact, I've had so little whiskey tonight, I can't even tell that I had any. So,
Myron, do you have any JD7?
Yeah, but it's in that back room.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say you're the only one that could. Well, I'm at work, or I could do them. Well, I guess I don't have Basil. I have Basil Hayden toast. I don't have regular Basil Hayden.
I would guess that JD7 is better than Basil Hayden. I haven't had Basil Hayden in a very long time, but yeah, it's even maybe more nothing than you're saying the Pendleton has been. So it's just like dirty water or something. Anyway, well, fellas, do we want to move on to our next topic here?
Yes.
Okay.
Dude, Bradley. Hold on a second. Bradley Booper's drinking the Wild Turkey Master's Keep Revival. I
love it.
That is the only whiskey I have ever referred to as an absolutely beautiful whiskey. That's
my favorite
so good.
It is very good.
That's an amazing one. I have like this much left in my bottle of it. That's that one I bought for the night of my daughter's wedding.
Oh, nice.
Is it Revival? So, is it finished anything? Is it? Is it
it's like
sherry cask.
Yeah, it's like 16-year wild turkey juice finished in Oloroso sherry casks. Yeah, and I watched a video about when they selected the the casks for those, and they were like 23-year-old casks. Like they had like 23-year sherry in them or something. And the casks they were worried wouldn't even contain the whiskey because they were just so old and like brittle. And it's just a freaking monster. It's so but you got to like finished whiskey, but it's yeah, it's so good. I would almost pay secondary for another bottle of that.
Yeah, when we were discussing kind of like bottles you had to get rid of, that was your bottle, wasn't it, Ben?
Yeah, and I still haven't done it yet.
Yeah. Real Men here didn't freak out, and I respect it. You Bruzel fanboys are all right. Thank you.
All right, Whiskey Frisky, that's good here. I like.
Can we discuss White Claws next? Unfortunately, Rick has still not joined us, so we'll wait for Rick if he can show up tonight. O'Malley.
What Bobby calls those cheerleader beers. I love that.
Oh my gosh, dude, that got so. That was. Oh my gosh, that shit just blew up. It was total like by accident thing, and it just took off. So we just ran with it, and just White Claw emojis over on Discord. Bradley Booper, he can make emojis. like just to use on your phone. Just it's crazy. It's awesome.
Bobby,
white girl wasted.
So you kind of have the setup for our next topic. Do you have your comment available that brought up our next topic?
Cheers, Whiskey Frisky.
Yeah, I know what I do have it. I screenshot it.
We'll chat while you get that ready. But yeah, so folks,
I got it right here.
Our next topic is basically just kind of why social media has gotten so shitty, why it sucks, all the problems with social media. And this comment that I guess if you were a Bobby sent in is a perfect example of that. So Bobby, if you got it, go ahead, man.
I do. So some of these guys, actually, a lot of my guys that I follow are on Patreon and all that stuff. They actually jumped in on the comments and started hammering this dude. I'm like, right on, guys, sweet.
Yeah,
this is it. This is what I got. His video is I don't know a year old. I mean, this is another. It's like a year plus old. And this was both Uncle Nearest, the white label and black label, the original ones, right? I'm like, why does it matter? And I even put in the comments of it replies to other comments saying that, hey, it's kind of like a JD, Jack Daniels, right? So I love the Jack Daniels single barrel rye, and the and other expressions from Jack Daniels in the higher proofs. I said, man, I haven't had the Uncle Nearest rye or the single barrel. I said, if they're like anything like that, I'm sure I'll love them. But I mean, obviously didn't read any of that stuff and just went straight for the jugular. I'm like, really, dude? That's where you're going? It's a freaking whiskey video.
Yeah.
I can not like it.
Yeah.
And have fun not liking it.
And too, Bobby. Well, so
entertainment.
I'll read it aloud for anyone that's on a small screen or something. The comment is, love it. Nothing funky about it at all. You probably don't like it because it's black owned. Which it's an interesting conclusion to jump to. Bobby, so I don't know if you said this already, but it was a blind, correct? This is a blind tasting.
That whole series are blind. Mrs. Bax. Yeah. I don't even know what the only thing with the this, not that. I mean, I can like them both, but I'm going to choose one, right? That I'd rather have. Yeah. And if I like them both, I'm like, you know what? I would sip either one of these, but I like this one. this, not that. But it's there in the whole series. There has to be at least something that's similar. Well, those are both Uncle Nearest, right? To the video I'm editing right now. They're both Old Forester. So, or maybe they'll both be a single barrel. Maybe the proof is the same, or there's something that's similar in the bottles. That's it. She's given to me blind. I mean, it could be any of those things. There's got to be some similarity at some point. They're both small batch, whatever it is.
Let me ask you a question, Bobby. So, do you really take anything seriously from a guy who's named at 99 Boymont or maybe Boymount? I don't know.
No,
we're gonna go with Boy Mount.
Okay. So I'm looking at the name like,
dude,
that's a little sketchy right there,
dude. And what's funny is after he got hammered a couple times, actually, to his credit, I guess he came back and said, "Hey, I apologize. I jumping to conclusions. I misjudged you and give you subscribe to you." I'm like, okay. Normally people
cool.
just drop bombs and bolt. So
yeah.
At least he came back and said,
at least
hey, sorry about that, man. Maybe he was drunk. You ever get that? Like I've noticed that with sometimes people like comment on my videos. You can almost kind of tell when they're drunk because like I had one guy when we did that night with the negative comments. I think Sean and Myron, you were on for that one, weren't you?
Well, one of my favorite lives you've done, Ben. Honestly, that was a ton of fun.
Yeah, that was fun. But you could tell the guy he kept commenting over and over, like keeping like his sentence going on the same video, and none of it was making sense. It's like this is just a drunk guy, just
And then he ended up showing up in the comments of the live, which was great.
No, that was a different guy, but that that showed up. But the guy that showed up in the live, like he even said in the live, he's like, "Nah, I'm just screwing around." He's like, "I've actually watched your channel for a long time, no harm, no foul." I was like, all right, that's cool, man. But it's like, in all the time that you followed my channel, because that one was from a while ago. Yeah. And it's like, of all the time that you followed my channel, you've left 2 comments and both of them were negative. Like, are you just a guy who but you like my channel? So it's like, are you just somebody who just gets enjoyment out of putting a negative comment on there and seeing what reaction you get, or I don't know. I don't know.
I think some people are just like that, man. I think some people hide behind a keyboard and they feed off of other people's reactions. Like they would never say it to you in real life, but behind a keyboard, they say whatever they feel like they can say and get away with it. And then they'll tune into the next video to maybe see if you reacted to it or see if you reacted in the comments, and they feed off of that. I don't get a ton of negative comments. Like I told you guys, I can count on my hand, and it's less than that, like the number of negative comments I got. But the ones that I have gotten is kind of like, really, dude? Like the one dude who was going on about me using 2 rocks glasses when I was comparing the old 1920 to the new 1920. And I was like, obviously you haven't watched my videos. Like, I thanked them. I was like, thanks for the comment. I appreciate it. But like, obviously you haven't watched any of my videos, because I was like 99.9% of my videos, I use Glens. I said, but I feel like I get better notes out of a rocks glass if I'm being 100% honest. And then he came back, and then I just kind of laughed, and he was like, well, what's so funny? What you laughing at? So it's, it's people have their own opinion, and then to me, they make kind of stupid comments. That's it.
For sure. I mean, to your earliest point there, Myron, I kind of went on a rant in our group chat about that very thing, that, before social media, all these little, I don't know, I'm going to try and be kind. Young men that are angry for very few reasons, that probably live with their parents still, in a either basement or west wing of the house, far enough away that they're not bothering their parents anymore. Yeah, and probably watch illicit porn a lot of the day. Don't work, don't do anything useful in society. So all they have to do is just sit around and make stupid comments.
I can tell you haven't thought about this at all.
Oh, no, not at all. No. I mean, but the whole thing is like, these are the kind of people that if they said these things in the real world, that they would just get destroyed. Like, because in guy society, we don't tolerate people being idiots like that. So like, if you're hanging out with other guys and you make idiot comments like that, you get your ass beat. That's just how life goes. But now the internet exists. And so, they can just hop on social medias and say these crazy things and there's no consequences really. And so, and it just gets more and more out of control because I think to all your points, they kind of like feed off it and like, oh, did he react to maybe he's going to say something in the next video and react to what I said kind of thing. And they're like just hopeful for that attention because, they kind of suck.
I had a comment I want to share with you guys, and this wasn't a negative comment. And hey, the thing is, I don't mind negative comments at the end of the day. I'm putting myself out there. People can comment back. I've got the comments turned on, so, whatever. You want to leave a negative comment. I don't understand the logic behind it, just because I don't do that on other people's channels. I don't go on and just talk shit for the sake of talking shit. I did get a comment on, it was a video from like 3 years ago or 4 years ago when we first started the channel. Benchmark 8 versus Ancient Age. Mash Bill 1, Mash Bill 2, 80 proofers. Yeah. And we were comparing them. Basic bitches. Yeah, exactly. And so somebody commented on this video like a week ago, and it said, people destroy their taste buds with high-proof liquor and can no longer appreciate or differentiate lower-proof spirits. Many such cases. Sad. So, did I send this to you guys? I can't remember.
I remember you did, yeah.
I feel like we talked about this, yeah.
Ancient Age is like cream of the crop, man. I can't believe you fucking discord Ancient Age. Like, Ancient Age, that is, I can't believe you did it.
Hey, Whiskey Frisky says he'll pay, he or she, I don't know, $1 to end this stream. Is that $1 each? Because I'm not ending this for 25 cents.
Yeah.
Is it $1 Bitcoin? I don't know.
Yeah, man, give us a Bitcoin. That'd be great.
Is this like a one-time deal, or like every time we do an episode, you're going to give us each $1? If so, then maybe we got a deal here.
We might wrap it up.
Yeah,
or do it like pay us $1 every other Thursday to not go on. I saw there was a meme that said there was a meme that I saw that said something to the effect of with the economy, Bitcoin, $1 Bitcoin. I love it.
There you go.
That's awesome. The meme said, with the economy the way it is, I'm gonna start selling dick pics to my friends. It's $5 to get one. It's $10 to not get one.
There you go. Yeah.
That's good.
More thoughts on why social media sucks. I mean, there's plenty to talk about. I'm trying to not get into a rant. I don't know if I have enough whiskey in me to get into a rant, but we probably certainly could.
That might be for the better.
Yeah,
I definitely don't.
Yeah, I mean, too. I think though that a lot of the political divide, and I won't talk about actual politics, but I think a lot of the political divide stems from social media as well, because people form these opinions and then they kind of form like groups in their respective Facebook chat groups, and then things get out of hand, and then before we know it, we're saying very dumb things to people we've never met before because they have a differing opinion on a political topic that doesn't really mean fuck all. So, there's a lot of that. I mean, I unfortunately am friends with a few people on Facebook that's like their whole life is they just post their political beliefs as often as possible.
I love that. That's hilarious. I love that because I love it when people like something happens and they immediately jump in, and it's like, dude, you haven't, wait it out, give it a little bit of time and see what happens. Like when the after the Liberation Day thing in the stock market, plummeted like 18% or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Like I don't really scroll Facebook much, but when I go on there to put my videos up or whatever, like all my liberal friends commented immediately about like the economy's tanked, it's the end of the world, this and that, and it's like you clearly don't know anything about this subject. It's like it sucks when it goes down like that, but give it a few weeks, and of course it came back and then some, and it's like 2022, we ended the year at a 22% loss, and nobody said a thing about it. Like, it's like, come on. People like to just jump in really quick. It's like, we had that thing with, that horrible situation in Minnesota here where those our state senator was assassinated, her and her husband.
It's horrible. I hate when politicians die.
He and his wife or something like that.
Terrible. Yeah. And everybody started immediately before they knew anything about the person, immediately started, well, this person's obviously a so-and-so. And then the other side was like, this person's obviously a so-and-so. It's like, you guys don't know anything about this yet. Like, anyway, it's getting heavy. So this is supposed to be a fun live stream.
Yeah. Let's
to
switch topics.
To your point, though, Ben, I mean, you're right. Or without talking about specific subjects, people just like jump to conclusions, or apparently are fortune tellers and can see the future. And it's like, oh well, so and so did this, so that's it. Into the country.
Yeah. It's like, but then they put it out there publicly.
Yeah.
And then it's like, a week later, somebody's gonna be wrong.
Hey, let's ask, because Whiskey Frisky, he has a lot of opinions, or she, whatever the thing is. I don't know what you identify as, a tree. I don't really give a shit either. What's your least favorite thing about social media? You guys seem to have a lot to say tonight. I'd love to hear it.
I'm wondering if he's from the United States, if he spells whiskey that way.
Oh, that's true. Probably not.
Yeah, maybe not. I'm genuinely curious. I mean,
or he's an old Forester fan or Maker's Mark fan.
There you go.
No,
they spell it without the E.
He actually holds stock in Pendleton Midnight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
It looks like we're gonna be friends.
Or he could be chatting with us from across the pond, in which
he could be.
I would guess his least favorite part about his country is all the rape. Yeah, that'd be my guess. It's a real problem. They're going crazy over there.
Just everywhere across the pond. Yeah. I saw DRC following a White Claw truck around town earlier today. Not sure what he was doing.
maybe that's why
what it drops.
Maybe that's why the whiskey is so frisky. It's all the
he got white girl wasted on White Claw.
That's awesome.
Dude, the one before.
Dude, you know what I'm drinking right now? Have you guys had I think this is a regular release. It's a Dark Arts. I don't know have you had anything from them?
Yeah, I got a bottle. Yeah. I've got the red label 6, I think. 6.
This is like a 114 proof 8-year rye, but it's finished in like 2 different barrels. This is a banger. I got this as a sample from a friend of mine who runs a liquor store. This is
nice.
It's not a rye. Huh. Yeah, I wonder which one that is.
I keep tasting Pendleton for some reason, man. I can't get that shit off of my tongue. Like everything I poured after
you can't stop thinking about it. It's got you now.
It's that sexy Bobby.
It's got
I'm gonna have to go get a bottle right now.
I'm gonna have to go get a bottle of Dark Arts. Maybe that'll get some of this Pendleton off my tongue. I can't fucking God.
Oh my God.
So now, Myron, you spent the $50. Are you gonna get the content out of it and do an official review?
This is my review tonight. Look, I am part of the Whiskey 6. Bourbon Drop is part of the Whiskey 6. I still have the receipt.
Right.
So yes, I will be taking care of this bottle in the correct way. Let's put it that way.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that leads so can we expect a future video with
not necessarily on Bourbon Drop by itself?
Okay.
Unless I do something like worst bottles I bought this year.
He doesn't want to ruin his channel. No.
Jigsy in the house.
Yeah. Cheers, Jake. What's up, buddy? Uh-oh. Everybody's piling on apparently Whiskey Frisky's name is Gabe, or they, them. Whatever the case. Gabe, says George Lopez. Also, cheers, Jakes. What's up, buddy? Fellas, do we want to do a few? Well, actually, do we have anything else to say about social media sucking and being a shit place to have conversations? Any other?
Right, nothing that everybody doesn't already know.
Yeah, that's fair.
And this is what we do to get away from it.
Yeah, exactly.
On social media.
Yeah, this is the
irony.
best of
irony
the
is
social media
yeah.
for sure. Call me Mr. Pineapple, truly. Okay, fair enough. Do we want to do a few would you rathers, or maybe some things like that to close out the show? What do we think, fellas? I got a couple prepared. Anybody have, or maybe we could do some around the horn. I can't think of not hot.
I got a would you rather
rapid fire.
already.
Yeah, rapid fire. That's the thing. Okay, go for it, Bobby.
I got a would you rather. Would you rather drink a Pendleton Midnight or hot dog water?
Okay.
Hot dog water, 100%.
Okay. Been a bigger fan of hot dog water than I expected. Myron?
Yeah.
I love the savoriness of hot dog water.
Right on.
My man.
I gotta say, this is going. Obviously, Pendleton, just due to it not being hot dog water. That's the biggest quality of the Pendleton is it not being hot dog water.
I do like some hot dog. Wiener water. Wiener water.
Wiener water, yeah. Somebody said that earlier. The Pecker House says my favorite thing about social media is all the hot local singles dying to meet me. That's awesome.
Yeah, there you go.
Dude, that handle kills me, dude.
Jorge Lopez, we have a couple of old reviews of Garrison Brothers on the bourbon note here. They're from a long time ago. It was the Balmarea, and then I think I think we did a flight one night.
Oh, and by the way, Jorge, I know that's how you say your name. It's just George is funnier to me. So apologies. So anyway, also, by the way, feel free to make fun of this. My name is spelled Sean. So I've been called Scene most of my life. Have fun with it. Anyway, so anybody else have a rapid fire question or would you rather?
I do not. That was mine. It was
all right. So I would you rather for you fellas.
Oh God, this is going to be horrible.
Probably.
I have a feeling my internet's going to cut out in a minute.
There you go. Y'all ain't from my hood. I don't even know what hood that is, Frisky. But anyway, or Gabe. Nonetheless, all right. Would you rather watch your most loved one die quickly, like shot to the head, something like that, or be slowly tortured over the course of a month to your death?
What the fuck is wrong with you?
We can have a lot of conversations about this, Ben, but
am I the one being tortured for the course of the month?
Yeah, it's either you tortured over the course of a month to your death, or watch your loved one die a very quick death.
Oh, me tortured for sure.
Okay,
of course.
I mean, anybody who has kids is gonna pick that, right?
Kids, wife that you love.
Yeah.
And comments, feel free to light it up as well. I'm curious.
I need to hear this again.
Okay. So watch your most loved person in your life, closest loved one, die quickly in front of you. So like say shot to the head, something like that, something quick, instant kind of death. Or you are personally tortured to death over the course of a month.
Oh yeah, that's easy. Tortured. That's basically what I do now. I've been doing it for 50 years.
All right, I like it. Yeah, and this was really just a question to find out if we're surrounded by men, and indeed we are. Everyone did well. I also would choose torture. Good job.
This would be a shitty profession if I chose the other.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Anybody else? Anybody else got
tortured with Basil Hayden for a month until death? I might have to change my answer.
Torture with Pendleton for a month. Oh, there you go. Okay. Lots of options. Pendleton versus neither. Is that an option? I would rather drink good whiskey.
Don't tempt me with a good time, Pecker House. That's awesome.
Pendleton pig versus Basil.
Oh, here's a rapid fire, because usually we we do one of those, but this may take a minute to think of something. Like, do you have anything that's like overrated, underrated? Like that's the thing I've heard on other shows, like something that's overrated and something that's way underrated.
I think Pendleton Midnight's way underrated.
I'm a broken record over here, but overrated is most Buffalo Trace products.
No, I don't mean like whiskey. I mean just in life.
Oh, okay.
So like I'll give you an example for mine. So like overrated drinking a beer while mowing the lawn. When I got my riding lawnmower, it had a cup holder.
That's my dream.
And I was like, dude, it's got a cup holder. This is awesome. I'm going to drive around crushing beers or whatever. And the first time I tried to do it, it's just not practical. You got to get off the mower and just drink your beer. Because when you're trying to like, you're bouncing. If you got a trick, I want to hear it. Because like you're bouncing around and you're trying to, the beer
really
gets flat
beer.
because it gets foamy and then it gets flat and it gets all, and so it just didn't. It was one of those things that sounded so good to me in on paper, but it just didn't pan out.
So Ben, I was the same way, man. I got my first riding mower. I was like, it's got a cup holder. I can't wait to get out there because nothing is better on a hot day than an ice cold beer. So I was like, I can't wait to just get I'm gonna be riding my lawnmower, smoking a cigar, drinking a beer. But like you said, you can't just crack it and put it in there and start cutting the grass. I found the trick. You got to drink at least half of it first. Once you drink half of it, now it's down in the bottom. So it doesn't matter how many times you're bumping around. It'll never spill out. But what I stopped doing, though, I stopped smoking a cigar while I was cutting the grass because I just found it too much of a pain in the ass when I'm going back and forth and I'm going back and forth. And normally I'm cutting with one hand with the gloves on and the other hand with a glove off because I'm holding my cigar.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it seems like in your head, it's like I'm just got a cigar in my mouth and a cold beer while I'm mowing. Like, that's the dream. And then you go to do it, and it's just like, all right, man, this isn't what it's. I'm just gonna mow the lawn, then I'm gonna go sit in the garage and have a cigar and a beer.
Yeah,
you know what you need? You need one of the beer hats. That's how you do it.
That's the move, actually. That would be the move right there.
So you guys don't know how to do this correctly. I'm taking it.
What?
Okay, so I'll say what's underrated then is an old fashioned in a mug that has a lid on it.
There you go. Okay,
that's the move right there.
And a straw.
All right, Bobby's got
it. I like Big Daddy's comment.
With the headphones and not giving a MF about what else is going on. You guys know what I'm talking about. You just got to get that big ass Stanley cup, fill that thing, make an old freezer old fashioned, and just gluck, 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 gluck,
right.
Gluck. Put that lid on, put that straw in there. You know, maybe
I like where you're going with
crooked,
this,
but it's okay. You can mow crooked. The next day you can get the spots that are still popping up.
Yeah, I suppose I've never tried just an actual cocktail while drinking. That would be mowing the lawn. That's probably the move right there. You know what? I'm going to do that this week. I just mowed like 2 days ago. But next time I mow, I got to mow every freaking week now because it's raining like crazy.
Yeah. Hey, I know if you're looking for Pelton Midnight, Myron's got some.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, yeah. Send me the samples.
So Ben, I will say I'm not much of a beer while mowing the lawn guy. I'm a whiskey while mowing the lawn guy. I have a sippy cup because I don't like dirt and grass particles getting in my. So the adult sippy cups, the whatever thing. But the great thing is whiskey never foams up, so you don't have to worry about it getting flat and things. I just like a low proof. I'm not like shooting back hazmat stuff while I'm mowing the lawn. But
no.
Yeah, there's something about the cold beer. You know what I mean?
Once you get at the right level of drunk, you don't really care it's warm.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's overrated.
What is? Oh,
that was my overrated.
I guess mine would be Pizza Hut. The fact that it still exists as a place that people eat is amazing to me.
Dude, I like a little Pizza Hut.
I like Pizza Hut, man. It's not as good as it used to be.
No, it's not.
It's just goo. They don't even cook it hardly. It's just like gooey slop.
Yeah, I will agree. Some places just don't put in the effort anymore. Like Hardee's used to be awesome, and then I don't know. Sometimes if you can find one anymore.
Well, see, Pizza Hut used to be cooked perfectly. And then Domino's was like their competitor. And now it's like Domino's is cardboard. Pizza Hut is, I don't know what the hell it is. And then you've got Papa John's and Lido's. Like, to me now, Lido's is like the shit. I don't know about y'all, but Lido's.
I'm not familiar with this Lido's.
Oh, man. Yeah, square cut. Every pizza comes in a rectangle, and they do square cuts on it. And they do crunchy bacon, or they do like soft bacon. They do thick sliced pepperoni on each square. When I tell you that is some of the best grease, I like a good greasy pizza. That is some of the best greasy pizza you can get, man.
I'm with you on that.
Dude, you know what some of the best pizza around here is in the Midwest, and anyone from the Midwest, like Iowa, Minnesota, maybe into like Wisconsin, will tell you. Casey's Pizza. Where are my Midwesterners at in the chat?
I've never heard of that either. You guys heard of Mountain Mike's?
Casey's is a gas station.
Oh,
okay.
It's gas station pizza.
Like Buc-ee's.
Yeah, around here we have Goodfellas, and it's not very good. Yeah. But I mean,
what about Costco? Costco's got some good pizza.
Yeah, it's a pretty. I mean,
I'm not terribly into the Costco pizza.
So, Myron, to your point, though, you're right. Like the Pizza Hut pan pizza used to be one of my favorite things as a kid because, like, you know, there's all that butter or grease that's in the pan, and it just like fries the outside of it. But now they don't cook it long enough for it to even do that. So it's just like gooey, oily mess.
It's changed. It's changed, man. It's changed.
Yeah, some of those chains that are going away, like Burger King. I don't know whether you liked Burger King or not back in the day. Like what Burger King used to be popular, now most of the locations are closing, and like they're not even trying anymore. No. Like every Burger King location you go to, it's like they go out of their way to know that to let you know that they don't give a shit if you enjoy your meal or not. Like,
well, shit, most of them are freaking automated now. Yeah, one or two people in there watching the machines work. And, you know, to paint the stripes on the char-broiled burgers.
Yeah,
for sure.
Burger King used to have the best barbecue in fast food. Don't anymore. Wendy's has the worst, just if anyone cares.
The worst what?
Barbecue. The barbecue at Wendy's is, you shouldn't even call it
I didn't even know they had barbecue at Wendy's or Burger King.
Why.
Well, barbecue sauce. That's what, not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Wendy's barbecue sauce is one of the most god-awful things. I don't know what you would put it on. I don't know. It's such a strange flavor profile. It's not even good on their nuggets, which I assume is what they shopped it around with. That's what you...
I know what the secret ingredient is.
Ass.
Oh, shit. Myron's got the inside scoop.
It's fucking Pendleton. They had Pendleton midnight to the mix of that fucking barbecue. That's why it tastes like that.
Yeah, so Whiskey Frisky, if you mean like Popeyes, yeah, so Popeyes also used to have good barbecue sauce. Now their new stuff is just like high fructose corn syrup. It's awful.
It's like runny mess. It's like not even thick.
Yeah.
Dude, Popeyes. I used to love Popeyes chicken, and maybe I still do. We don't really have a lot of them around here. When you get a little closer to the Twin Cities metro area, you get them, once in a while. There's a few of them that I used to go to once in a while. But my wife and I were in Las Vegas this last September, and we were, it was like the night before our flight. We were at Mandalay Bay, and we were just laying in bed having drinks. And for whatever reason, like every third commercial was the same commercial over and over for Popeyes. Oh, and I love like the crispy, the chicken skin on the Popeyes or whatever. And both of us were just like, oh my God, Popeyes. It looks so good right now. And so we were both just craving Popeyes. And so we went to the Vegas airport the next day and they had a Popeyes. And so we're like, fuck yeah, let's go get some. And it was just such a bummer. Just such an absolute like stale ass like chicken that's been sitting out for how long. And just like, oh God, it was like, it was bad.
Heat lamp all night.
Yeah. And like, I normally like Popeyes, but like this was a particularly bad Popeyes experience. Like,
and one thing I've noticed.
Go ahead, Myron.
No, I was about to say one thing that I've noticed is if you don't eat Popeyes for a long time, you can taste the lard that they cook it in. Like there'll be stretches. Like I used to do Popeyes damn near every day, and then
hell yes,
kind of switched like once a week, right? And then I was like, okay, me and the wife, we were like, we'll just do it once a month, and then that once a month became like once every other month to every few months. But like now when I eat it, I can taste the actual like the lard that they cook it in. Like I love the crunchiness, I love the skin, but the minute that it starts to cool down, that it's like this really fine, thin greasiness that I can't get rid of my tongue, and it's like, ugh.
Just not into it anymore as much as you were.
No, I used to love it.
Well, that's like cereals nowadays. When I was a kid, Fruity Pebbles were my favorite cereal. But now, if you have it in the last few years, it just tastes. It gives this like wax coating on your mouth. Obviously, it's not good for you, right,
dude?
It's terrible. It used to be my favorite, and I could eat a whole box at one time, right?
I think everything
now it's just
food-wise is going down.
Terrible. It's like it's like the cereal crisper coating from Christmas Vacation or something they put on it.
So we have some Fruity Pebbles in the house at the moment. So we had my youngest stepson's grad party last weekend or the weekend before last week, whatever it was. And so for the dessert, he wanted to have Dippin' Dots. So we got like a bunch of Dippin' Dots and then got a bunch of toppings to make like Dippin' Dots sundaes. And one of those toppings was Fruity Pebbles. And I had a day off and I was at home and I was like, man, I haven't fired up some Fruity Pebbles in a long time. So I filled up a big fat bowl of Fruity Pebbles. And this was like somebody like going off the wagon. Like I understand that now because I fucked that bowl of Fruity Pebbles up so fast and immediately filled up the next one and just back to back large bowls of Fruity Pebbles and then just hated myself afterwards.
Dude, it just piles up on
that's
the
me
spoon.
and Frosted Flakes. I like me and Frosted Flakes.
Oh yeah,
oh yeah.
So good.
But Sean was right. So like, I had a point. I was about to go over it. Sean, you had said something, and I fucking agree with you. Now I can't think of what it was.
It was Pendleton Midnight.
No,
the amount of times that happens to me, Myron,
that has
is getting
scarred
borderline scary.
Well, I mean, so Myron, to your point though, Popeyes is only good like straight out of the fryer, like as hot as you can get it. Yeah, because man, for a long time, our Popeyes here locally was serving, I don't know, week-old chicken. I don't know where they were getting this chicken, but it was awful. Like kind of like what your experience been, and which is sad because Popeyes can be one of my favorite fast food experiences, but they were really slacking for a while. I mean, like me and the wife got like cold fries multiple times, and I almost like completely wrote off Popeyes because the next closest one is like 2 hours away. I'm not driving 2 hours for Popeyes,
no. Especially when they had the fresh biscuits.
Yeah, now the biscuits are still, I mean, their biscuits and their red beans and rice is still one of my favorite things on the planet, but
we don't get the fresh biscuits anymore. Do you guys still get the fresh biscuits?
Wait, what do you mean?
Like, remember Popeyes used to have the fresh biscuits that kind of look like a mountain? Like and bready. We get almost like the frozen biscuits that you can buy it's a perfect cylinder. It looks like it's been cut with a cookie cutter. And they just put them in the oven, bake them, and that's it.
That must have been a thing up north. I don't remember any other biscuit other than the one that is served currently.
Really?
Do you guys have Culver's where you're at?
Yeah.
No.
And it's okay.
See, I love me a Culver's butter burger.
Okay.
I was watching something they had like Andrew Zimmer on a show, and he was talking about how Culver's butter burgers just clap cheeks on In-N-Out Burger, and I could not agree more.
Okay.
Just absolutely.
Well, so fellas, here's a question for us. Popeyes or Chick-fil-A? I assume we're comparing chicken sandwiches because Chick-fil-A does not have proper fried chicken. So,
no.
Yeah, I've never had a chicken sandwich at Popeyes. I do love me some Chick-fil-A, though.
I tell you, go ahead, Mark.
No, I was saying Tony C's right. Yeah, you need a gallon of water now to eat a Popeyes biscuit. But no, that's what I was saying, Sean. So you know, a lot of companies have been taking a lot of the shit out of these, a lot of the ingredients out of the products that they used to make. And I watch this chick on TikTok all the time, and she talks about what they used to be made out of and what they're currently made out of. And a lot of them has switched from butter to like just soybean oil or some type of other oil. And like you can see in ingredients because there's like every set of ingredients has like a hierarchy. So like you'll see butter, sugar, this and that. And now it's like oil, and oil. Like a lot of this shit is just like a hydrogenated vegetable oil and then salt and then some type of sugar.
So I feel like, because there's a lot of comments agreeing with you, Myron, I feel like everyone is eating their Popeyes biscuits wrong. So you have to have the red beans and rice, and they need to be extra wet. It needs to be like 90% beans, 10% rice. and you just dip the biscuit into your beans and rice. That solves your dryness problem. That's how I've always ate them. So I've never ate them any other way. Biscuit right in the red beans and rice.
If you know Red Lobster biscuits, think of the Red Lobster biscuits without that lemon tanginess, right? Those used to be Popeye's biscuits. Popeye's biscuits used to be freshly made on the scene. They almost look like a short mountain, and they were buttery as hell.
Are you sure you're not talking about Church's? Because Bill makes a good point because Church's does have biscuits like that. And always
no. In the DC area, Popeyes used to have those biscuits. Then they switched over to the circular cylinder, like almost can style biscuits.
See, I don't remember anything else. I've been going to Popeye since I was a little kid, so I've only ever seen the little hockey puck style thing. So
yeah,
I've never had anything else at a Popeyes. Is this like a Mandela effect kind of thing, or
no, it can't be. I'm telling you. So I found one of the last Popeyes that used to serve those biscuits was it's not the greatest. It's not the greatest place in the world, but it was a Popeyes in the Eastover Shopping Center that was just outside of the DC border. Because when I was a kid, I grew up in DC. We moved all over DC, but there was a place that we lived in DC that was close to a shopping center called Eastover, and Eastover was on the Maryland side. So as you crossed from the DC border to the Maryland side, that shopping center had a Popeyes. That was one of the last Popeyes that actually had those same style biscuits. And once they switched over to the new biscuits, I knew we were done. Like immediately, I was like, "Oh, we're done. Like you'll never get those Popeyes biscuits again."
So Ben, Bobby, you guys weigh in on this. Have you guys seen the biscuits that Myron's? Because I've never seen those.
I've only had Popeyes a limited amount of time just because it's not.
I haven't seen those.
It's not right around me.
Okay.
The big thing with Popeyes where I am is what it was their spicy chicken sandwich, which I didn't like actually.
Yeah, that was all the rage. That was the one that had people like lined up around the door. Yeah,
I don't
around
like
the block.
shit,
I mean,
so Myron, I think that you guys just had special biscuits there because I've never seen that ever. Like I'm disappointed because I like the hockey puck. I mean, for a fast food biscuit, it's a decent biscuit. It's not great compared to like homemade biscuits, obviously, but so now I'm jealous because I never got to experience this mythical biscuit that you're talking about.
Oh, very mythical.
Mythical
if they ever
biscuit,
brought it
that's
back,
a great band name.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, mythical.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're Mythical Biscuit. Good night.
Yeah, man.
Speaking of that, dude, this weekend, Metallica, Limp Bizkit, and Pantera playing at Levi's Stadium, dude, just right down the street.
Nice. Are you going?
There's two good bands there.
I might.
For God's sakes, Sean.
Yeah, man. I don't know who likes Pantera.
No, actually, it's more like there's 1.5 good bands there.
I
because
know
there's
people
a half band, and then there's
dude. That's my workout music. I like. I just something about it, dude. I just like it, and I know Fred Durst's annoying, and I know all that shit, but there's something about it. I just like working out to it.
I do like that they're having a resurgence right now. That's kind of fun.
I do too.
Hey, Myron, do you know where? Are you familiar with Davidsonville, Maryland?
No.
It's like right smack dab between DC and Annapolis.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, even though Maryland is a very small state, it's still
like wraps around all the way.
Yeah, it's still large. It still takes a lot of time to get to a lot of shit. Like Baltimore takes me an hour and 45 minutes to get to from where I'm at.
So you're closer to the Virginia side. You're on like the western side.
I am on what you would consider western southern side. So we're considered southern Maryland. So in 30 minutes, I can be in Virginia, going across the backside, which would be King George. And then in another 30 to 35, I could be in Alexandria.
Okay. Because I'm going to be in Davidsonville next month for a couple days. I don't think I'd probably have time to get out and hang out. We were supposed to go out there because I got family out there. And so we haven't been out there in a while to visit. So we were going to go for the full week. So I told my wife, I was like, all right, well, if we're going to be out there for a week, I've got a friend somewhere in Maryland. Maybe I can work out a day to go hang out. But I think we're only going to be out there for like 3 days, maybe.
Well, I'll tell you what, Ben, I've got my browser window up. I can pull up a new screen and see where the hell Davidsonville is at. And if it's close, man, I know you won't have a lot of time, but you know.
Yeah, like I said, it's like smack dab between, like right between, if you're driving from DC to Annapolis, it seems like it's like right in the middle there or something.
So, fellas, rapid fire. Let's address this question here now that we have the proper question. Popeyes or Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich? Which way are we going?
Chick-fil-A all day for me.
Ben?
Chick-fil-A, because I've never had a Popeyes chicken sandwich, but I do love a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich.
I don't like spicy, so I go Chick-fil-A on that one.
That makes me sad, Ben. But anyway, Myron?
Oh, I'm going Popeyes all day.
Yeah, me too.
I'll tell you what, next time I get the opportunity, I'll try the chicken sandwich at Popeyes.
Okay, so I got a very important question. This is for the chat too, about this Oreo here. So when you separate your Oreo, this is how you eat Oreos, right? I mean, how do you eat your Oreo? That's what I want to know. I separate it.
I don't separate.
And which one do you? If you separate it, which one do you eat first? Do you eat this one without the sugar, or do you scrape the sugar off and eat? And then you have two blank ones and you eat it, or do you eat this one with the sugar and the other part of the cookie? I like to either peel it off or scrape it off, and then eat it that way, and then eat the two outer shells.
Okay. I have a policy on how I eat things, and I this is actually a very real thing for me. I usually try to eat the best part first, just in case I die halfway through the meal.
I agree.
So whatever first. You like the best, just
I like Ben. I like how morbid this is. Just your constant in life is I must do the thing I like most right now in case I die.
Before I die.
Well, I kind of use that same logic for like if you're gonna like usually when I have a project going, I like if I start a project, I like to finish it. But sometimes I look at something, I'm like, I just don't want to deal with that right now. Like dealing with it, whatever that problem. Right. And I look at it and like, well, if I put it off for a couple of months, I might die before I get around to it, and then I won't have to deal with it.
Yeah.
And then a couple months from now, hopefully I'm still alive, and then when I have to deal with it, I'm just going to be so thankful to still be alive that I don't mind doing it. She's like, I'm just happy to have air in my lungs, be on the right side of the grass, you know?
It's very, very funny to me that
right?
You're thinking about death this much. Anyway.
Hey,
it's all about appreciating life while you have it, you know?
So Bobby, I'm a full cookie dunked in milk kind of guy.
Milk, coffee. I'll dunk in milk or coffee.
Yeah. That's really the only way I eat Oreos is full cookie dunked in milk.
Okay.
Do you put the fingers in?
Yeah. Then you
okay. Okay. So we got coffee. So what do you guys dunk? What do you guys dunk in? Coffee or milk? What's your favorite dunker? Okay.
Milk. I've never tried coffee before.
For Oreos, yeah, milk.
It soaks a lot faster. You gotta be careful.
So for me, I'll say Entenmann's Devil Food Chocolate Donuts, coffee.
Ooh.
But when it comes to Oreos, I could fucking eat Oreos like cereal in a bowl of milk. And when they get super soggy, now we're talking about some fat man big back shit here, okay? So I'm just telling you, I could dump a whole rack in a bowl with milk and just be happy.
I have never done it in a bowl,
I'm with you on
Myron,
that.
but I've gone through a whole case of Oreos.
A whole sleeve of them.
Yeah.
Look,
I'm with a family thing.
Especially,
I am a monster, Ben. You know,
when the Frosted Flakes add that sugary sweetness to the milk. Like I've been sitting there eating Frosted Flakes. You know, sometimes you have a little bit of sip on it. You're like, damn. Like I get the munchies now more than I did when I smoked weed. So sometimes you'll get the munchies,
the booze munchies.
Yeah, you're eating Frosted Flakes, and then you see that packet of Oreos sitting on the island counter, and then you just start flipping them in there one by one.
Dude, you dip them in the Frosted Flake milk? That's brilliant.
I just put them in there and just let them float, and then get a spoon, and like Sean said, whole cookie, boom. But Tony C said full split. I hear you, Tony C.
Dude.
So guys, I have a since we're kind of back on cereal again. Fans of Jesus Christ, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Anybody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Telling you, this will change your life. Anytime I'm super drunk and I need a snack, chocolate milk and Cinnamon Toast Crunch is world changing.
All right.
Tried it.
And you want really good, like the thick stuff, the thick chocolate milk. You know, it's like only stick a spoon in it, kind of, some hefty chocolate, not some skim milk chocolate milk. That's gross.
No,
Dip some
no,
cookies and Pendleton Midnight. I like that.
Yeah,
dude,
it's like the Basil Haydens of milk, skim milk.
Yeah,
exactly.
Can't have it. Also, somebody mentioned KFC biscuits earlier while we were talking about real biscuits. Those are dry ass white people biscuits. Those biscuits upset me. If you don't have gravy to accompany them, they are awful on their own.
That's absolutely correct. But with the gravy, try to beat it. They're so good. It's so good. But
it's only because the gravy's really good.
KFC's gravy is off the charts.
Yeah.
It's honey on a KFC biscuit.
And remember back in the day when KFC had banana cream pie? Oh, crap. That was good, dude. Oh, man.
Dude, have you guys had the KFC fries?
Yeah, the new ones. Yeah, man.
I think so.
Dude, that's my underrated KFC fries. Those are
they're thick steak fries, huh?
No, they're like fast food fries.
Oh,
but it's almost they used to be, but it's almost like they're like. I remember I went to a bar one time that had beer battered French fries. Like they would dip the French fries in beer batter and then fry those, and it's almost like KFC kind of has the same texture. Like they have a little bit of a coating to them or something. But they're good, dude. They're legit fries.
Like the Chris cut fries from like Carl's Jr. You guys have Carl's Jr.?
Not here.
Don't have a Carl's Jr.
So
it's similar to like a blooming onion.
Yeah, Hardee's is Carl's Jr. Same deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so to Ben's point earlier on the Hardee's thing is Hardee's used to have great burgers, but now every time I go, they apparently cook these burgers well before anyone was awake. And then if you're having them at lunchtime, they were cooked easily 6 hours ago. I don't know. I don't know the last time I had a fresh burger at Hardee's, so I just don't go anymore.
Yeah, you can't go to fast food anymore and get something fresh. You got to go to something else. Maybe Five Guys.
That's why you got to go to Culver's. They cook everything fresh. Culver's is the shit.
I think Whiskey Frisky said something about Culver's. I don't know what. I didn't even know what Culver's was until you said Culver's.
Yeah, it's like it started in Wisconsin. Actually, Buffalo, Minnesota had the first ever Culver's outside of Wisconsin. They're famous. They're famous for butter burgers.
Burgers.
It's like a fresh cooked patty, and it's kind of like almost like a smash burger style patty, like a thin.
Oh yeah.
And you do like a double, and then the bun is just coated in butter and fried, and it's so fucking good.
Dude, we had smash burger here at the station last night, dude. Oh, three patties deep in each burger. Oh my god!
I haven't had one yet. I have yet to have a smash burger.
Dude,
it's good.
It's just like a piled gob of it's dense, dude. It's just.
I make baller ass smash burgers on the griddle.
Yeah.
On the Blackstone. Oh god. By the way, am I the only person who's gonna hop off this live stream and then just go gain 30 pounds?
I'm so hungry.
I'm so hungry now.
I'm about to murder some food as soon as we're off here. Yeah, it's gonna.
Yeah, I still have Fruity Pebbles up there.
Right, the Fruity Pebbles. All right. Any final thoughts, guys? Because we're basically 11 o'clock. Any final thoughts, final questions, anything we want to get to? Smash burgers are pretty good. They are, for sure. Anything we want to
I think this has been a fun one. We had a smaller crew tonight, so we made do with it. But, anytime I'm hanging out with you fellas, I'm having a good time. So this is another great time on the Whiskey 6.
Yeah, for sure. And we've discovered that Pendleton is mediocre to terrible, depending on who you're asking.
I guess so. Brian and Marie Ann are going to be the deciding vote on this in the Whiskey 6.
We got Rick.
Hopefully they don't.
Rick is in on Pendleton Midnight over the other two for sure. Really, are they better than the other? Is it better than the other two? Do you like it better than the other two?
Well, see, it originally started
out. It's not
out
a banger. I never said that.
It originally started out as is it good or not?
Yeah.
With the review that I did, because I didn't like it. But then you brought up the Basil Haydens or the old number 7 to me, and I said I would take either one of those.
Yeah. But then I'm like, in my head, I'm like, oh, dude, that is such a bad take. I got to run with this one. Because nobody likes JD7 and Basil Hayden over anything. Dude,
I'm just glad I've got some backup here. Myron having my back tonight. That just
Damn
at
right,
least I'm
Ben.
not like on an island on my own like I am
That's
with the
true.
Wild Turkey
That's
70th
true.
anniversary. You know.
That's true, Myron.
Yeah.
Man, that $50 was worth it, dude. To have his back.
There is no way. There's no way it's worth the 50.
The check's in the mail.
Did Ben pay for that?
Oh my gosh.
I honestly, so if I had to put
I
a price
offered-
point on it, if someone gave that to me blind, I would be in like the $15 to $20 range. Well, 15.
Yes.
15 is where I'm. Yeah.
I'm
But
thinking of going to the Better Business Bureau. $50 for that shit. That's dog shit.
Dude, I would have sent you another sample. It's definitely not worth that, dude. Okay, so hey, so you bought that bottle because you drank it, the sample.
I know. I remember because it was in the last Whiskey 6. He drank it.
So was that sample better or worse than that, or was it the same? I mean,
No, it's the same. It's the exact same. But see, the thing is, I know.
So after having that, you paid $50 for a full bottle. If you didn't like,
He doesn't remember. He was drunk on the last one. He must have been.
No.
If he didn't immediately start gagging when he tasted it first, he must have been drunk.
Look, I knew that it was a bad bottle, and I knew that it was something that I did not like. But this store is the only store around me that has it,
dude.
And so we were supposed to do it tonight because, like, even when I go to the Virginia ABC, they have regular Pendleton and they have, everything else. None of them have the midnight. So this store is the only store by me that has it, and I said I was going to get it. So I'm a man word. But when you rang it up and it was $50 fucking, I was like, oh my god,
dude, you could have found
I have a $50 bottle that I don't like. They don't sell them around me. They do not sell those.
You don't have
They don't normally sell them around here either. They don't normally sell the mini bottles around here either. And there's one liquor store chain around here that all of a sudden had them. So I was like, oh shit, that's that bottle Bobby's been talking about.
Yeah, like the Total Wine. The Total Wine is an hour from me, so I'm not sure if they have it. But like the Virginia ABC has airplane bottles of Buffalo Trace. I've never seen those anywhere else.
I got to say, fellas, changing the subject slightly, Rick has had a rough night, and he's not even here.
Yes. And I will say, Rick is on board with Pendleton Midnight over those other two. Those other two.
Well, yeah, he likes White Claws though. So what do you expect?
True. That's not a great.
Dude, it's so hilarious, that whole thing, dude. Just to watch that thing play out.
I don't know who you're talking to, Frisky. I don't like Hennessy, but anyway. Yeah, so, fellas, let's go around the horn here. Myron, we'll start with you, sir. What do we got coming up on the channel for yourself?
Really, what did I buy? I bought a bottle of Copper and Cask. That is a $50 banger, unlike, once again, this fucking Pendleton. Copper and Cask is a $50 banger. I do have that recorded. It has not been edited yet, but look forward to that one coming. I think if anyone has a Copper and Cask in their market, I don't care what it is, I suggest picking it up.
Okay.
So
cool.
Hey, so Myron, would you say that Pendleton Midnight is a $15 banger?
If you're talking about banging it against the side of the sink when you're pouring it out, maybe.
Not a fan.
I'm dead, dude.
Bobby, what do you got coming up, man?
Well, hopefully, if I get the rest of this video edited tomorrow, will be this, not that video. What is it? I've been looking at it all friggin' day. I can't remember what it is. Old Forester, Statesman, and King Ranch. Old Forester, King Ranch.
Nice.
Okay.
So
I've never had King Ranch. I almost bought that off of your bottle shop because I'm an Old Forester fanboy, and obviously I can't get it around here.
It's good.
Almost bought a bottle of it. Real? Is it? Okay, I might have to do that.
Actually, on that bottle shop, it's a great price in there. I can't do a
It
lot
is,
about
yeah.
the prices. It's a great price. For some stuff is just stupid prices in there, but there's actually a lot of good deals in there. But depending on what you're looking for. So I got that video coming out. Of course, I got the Bad Axe Bourbon Bottle Shop people. I got a bunch of barrel picks in the works. It's we got the Whiskey 6 one coming out. The Corbin Cash ones are it's just going to be when they happen. It's not up to us. It's up to the freaking government. Really, is what's holding it up. Mine and DRC and the Whiskey 6. So, but I've also got possibly Garrison Brothers. I know you guys. I never thought I'd say it, and you probably never thought you'd hear me say it.
Very surprised.
So am I, dude. No one's more surprised than me. But it's above Balmorea, though. I mean, it's like Guadalupe. If you had Guadalupe,
yeah, I have.
That's actually pretty good too. Guadalupe and the Cowboy's really good.
Yeah, I think the Cowboy and the Balmorea are my two favorite from Garrison. Yeah.
If you so it gets better. I've had some special single barrel picks from them too that I got to sample, and they're really good. But it's just that base level stuff that I'm like, oh. So anyway, they're going to send me some samples, and it could be going possibly doing barrel pick with them. We'll see. You know, it's still up in there. If I get it, and I don't like it, I'm not doing it.
There you go.
So it is what it is.
And Bobby, on the Texas whiskey front, as much shit as we've given you tonight on Pendleton, I have taken my fair share of shit for liking a lot of Texas whiskey that no one else likes. Particularly,
as well, you should.
Particularly Balcones. I have probably more Balcones than almost anything except for Heaven Hell, and no one else seems to agree, and that's okay. I don't care. So, but anyway, Ben, what do you got coming up, sir?
Coming up, I only have one video in the tank that I filmed, and that's one I talked about before. I've got 3 bottles of Elijah Craig small batch that I did. I bought a 3-pack of the barrel aging spirals. So one's American oak, one's French oak, and one's Amburana. And I don't know if it was just all the talk about the cinnamon toast crunch, but I'm drinking the Amburana one right now, and it is hitting. So I got to get that edited probably tomorrow, so that'll be up on Monday. And then after that, I don't know. I don't really have any new bottles. I haven't bought a ton of bourbon, but I've got a bunch of samples, so I think I'm going to stick to samples for a little bit here as far as reviews go, because I've got a trip to Europe to pay for tomorrow. So it's eating into the bourbon budget a little bit. But other than that, you mentioned being kind of on an island with the Balcones and Bobby with the Pendleton Midnight. Again, I said, my take on the Wild Turkey 70th anniversary was, to say not popular is an understatement.
True.
Whether it's less popular than my take on not liking Elijah Craig Barrel Proof C923 the way everybody else did, I think those two are neck and neck. So I definitely know what that feels like.
I had forgotten how much that you dislike. Well, not dislike, but didn't think it was amazing. The C923.
What's up, Chris Jenkins? I didn't dislike it. I didn't like it as much as everybody else, and I just thought it was tannic and bitter. But yeah,
fair enough.
Keep your eye out on some Eagle Rare 17s. I had a buddy travel to Switzerland, and he traveled to somewhere else, and I think he bought one bottle for like $250.
Okay, so, I'm definitely going to be checking out, because we're flying through Montreal on the way there and the way back. So we fly from Minneapolis to Montreal, so I can check out the duty free in Montreal, but I don't have to buy anything because we're going through that same airport on the way back. Hopefully, the same terminal.
Get some of these guys.
Yeah.
Is that the non-chill filter?
Yeah.
He's got one.
Oh, yours looks different than mine. Mine's got a different label.
Yeah,
but I'll pick that up anytime I see it.
You might have the old label or new label. I don't know.
Ben's got the black label.
Yeah, it's from a couple of years ago.
I mean, either way, they're like what, $40-$45, like a freaking steal.
Something like that. Yeah, absolutely. Myron, are you still looking for a bottle of that, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay, my brother travels internationally a lot, and I've actually asked him. I say, if you see this bottle, pick it up. And I'm just thinking on your behalf. And if you don't want it, I'll keep it. But I know you're looking for one. So
I am very much so. I know they're supposed to be released in the States, I think, this year.
That's right. They're coming out normally now.
Hey, in Myron, the great thing, this is cheaper than Pendleton Midnight. So
very much cheaper in my area.
So what I'm going to do, when we go on this trip, I'm going to check out the duty free in Montreal, and then we fly into Barcelona. I'm going to check that out. My brother was just there, and he said they didn't have much, but I'll check it out anyway. And then I don't know if they're going to have duty free shops at the stops that we go to. We're going to go to one more place in Spain, then one place in France, and a couple places in Italy. So I'll definitely be, trying to film some content, check it out, like see if we can do like some bourbon hunting abroad or whatever.
Cool,
but
man.
I'm hoping to snag something at Montreal. That's what
gotta get that right off. Gotta get that right off.
Yeah, absolutely.
Make it a business
for
trip.
Sure. Yep.
Business
Make the
trip.
government pay for all of it because they don't know what to do with money.
My wife appeared in one video on the Bourbon Note reviewing a Bud Light on a cruise we went on.
I like it.
There you go.
I
She
remember
was part
that.
of the channel for that cruise.
There you go. Well, so on this channel, the Whiskey Six, hopefully, well, I guess we'll see how plans go, but potentially, if these stars align, everyone is here, we'll be blinding our favorite budget. Well, words are getting hard. Our favorite budget starter pours. So we're going to kind of discuss amongst ourselves what each one of us kind of starts our night off with, and we're going to kind of limit ourselves to $30. That's our price point. So. Keep that in mind for the next show, possibly, folks. So we had a cool show. Hopefully you enjoyed yourselves. I know Whiskey Frisky didn't, but whatever. That tends to be the way the pineapple people go. Nonetheless, everyone else, hope you have a great evening. Cheers, everyone, and we are signing off. So see you on the next one.
Cheers, everybody.
See ya. Out.